Well, I'm going to talk to you about big names in the competition because we have a huge battle coming up next, and I've never thought I would introduce a battle quite like this. The current WRC Rally points leader, winning the first 2 races, Kalle Rovanperä, first competitive drift event on a European stage in his Toyota Supra, goes up against a man in one of the oldest Toyotas on the grid. It is a Toyota A86, but he has 850 horsepower in this A86 against a brand new Supra with 850 horsepower. 2 very different backgrounds. It will be Finland versus Greece. Everybody wants to see what happens next. It will be Rovanperä to lead out Grillis into that first corner.
Yeah, Stavros Grillis looks for the back end of the A9 Supra as Rovanperä fires it in. Big separation right now, but don't underestimate the Greek Stavros Grillis, because that car is incredibly gripped up. Look at this, struggles to slow the car down as he gets into the outside zone. Now Grillis has found the back bumper of the Supra, goes for the wall as Rovanperä, and look at Grillis, gets himself back into the moment, back in the zone, flicks the car on angle. Wow. Whew.
You know what? I have a feeling somewhere in a marketing department in Toyota, they're going, we never intended for this to be the case. Old school versus new school, rally versus drift, and it's happening right here in front of a record attendance in Mondello Park. Rovanperä on rails. Looks like he's been drifting for years. One thing we looked at in all of his practice, his driving ability, unquestionable. Has so much talent, so much skill. Still learning the experience of twin battling, and that's going to be the story of today. But right now in those lead positions, he looks so comfortable. But look at Grillis. He knows he's lost a little bit of ground on the first corner, decides to make it up through the course, and right throughout, he is right up close and personal with Rovanperä all the way to the end. How cool is it to see this machinery on track?
Just the 2 Toyotas together, Dave. It's like new school, old school, and some people would have counted the old school out of the fight, but there is no way you could count that little Toyota Corolla out of it this weekend.
Well, I was even mentioning yesterday, I mean, that Corolla came out of the factory line with 120 horsepower, and then you put 850 horsepower in it, and wheels that are, you know, huge, and tires that are 285 tires on the back, and he's still able to pedal it. And a lot of people say that chassis is done and dusted in drifting. Well, Stavros Grillis showing that it's still very competitive. Now we get to see Kalle Rovanperä in the chase position. This is the part that he said he's learning as he goes. Let's see what happens.
Let's see what happens, Dave, because I feel like Stavros Grillis' car is very, very quick when he's given the free rein and the run down into that first initiation. That car super gripped up, as you said, the big 285 tires on the back. Rovanperä, though, not scared, wants to get up close and personal and find out if he can make it through. Look at the initiation from Stavros Grillis. He puts that car on angle, hammers on the front. Rovanperä now starts to work his way into the groove, up into outside zone 4. Rovanperä in that Supra, not scared, almost takes the back end off of the Corolla, goes for it again, and Stavros Grillis over-rotates.
Woo! Everybody's okay. That was a moment. That was a moment. Grillis threw it in on almost the lock stops into that last corner. Just couldn't hold it. Rovanperä making evasive action, and if there's one man that can make evasive action better than anyone, it's a rally driver. And he looks to me like he's going to the top 16 right now. And Stavros Grillis, though, threw 150% at that run, knew he had to do it, and that little Corolla, he gave it everything.
He gave it more than everything, Dave. Look at this, though. Stavros Grillis was 90 degrees to the circuit at some points, just wanted to try and put on a show and bring everything he could in that Corolla, dials it in, and look at that. He went wheels over the edge of the circuit, got onto the marbles, it loosened the back end of the car up, over-rotated.
Yeah, I mean, he had to do it, he had to go for it, but he just went crazy onto the wall, onto 90 degrees, and just here you knew there was no holding that car at that point. You could see Rovanperä on the front brakes, knowing this is going to happen. Look at this, he's already slowing down and going, this car is not going to make it. Evasive action, both cars okay, but I think the result is probably going to swing towards the current WRC points leader. I can't believe I'm even saying that at a drift event. And the results will come in of who's going to the top 16. Will it be Kalle Rovanperä? It will indeed. The Finnish driver going to the top 16. And rally versus drift, the argument continues.
Yeah, it certainly does, Dave, and I don't think soon there's going to be an argument or a conversation, because we're going to find out how good these guys really are behind the wheel of a drift car. We talk about rally, we talk about Dakar. Well, we put both of those on the grid in a drift competition. It is, of course, Jakub Puszczonski to take on Kalle Rovanperä.
So Kuba Puszczonski is a Dakar champion, goes up against the current WRC rally leader. I'm going to rephrase what you've said. It's rally versus Dakar in the highest level of drifting. How are we supposed to predict what's happening here?
Well, who knows? Who knows how this is going to go? Kalle Rovanperä said, look, I love drifting. He said, when I go drifting, it's like a holiday away from WRC. How about that? You're talking about pressure. He says, there is no pressure. This is fun for me. Jakub Puszczonski, he said, I'm taking some time back. I'm going to come back to drifting. I miss it. I love the camaraderie.
Well, here's what Puszczonski definitely has more experience when it comes to twin battles. Rovanperä, not that much experience, bar what he's done this weekend. Both these guys have two of the fastest cars on the grid. Pace will not be an issue for either of these cars. Incredible teams behind them. This is as professional as it gets in drifting. I cannot wait to see what happens next.
No, I'm very, very excited. And again, Rovanperä can't seem to get away from these Toyotas this weekend to be battling. Off the line they come. You can see Puszczonski gets the jump on Rovanperä, but Rovanperä fires down, big angle, big speed as he lights up the tyres on the back of the A90 Supra. They fire through. Puszczonski gets a bit left behind now, finds the wrong line. Oh, but Rovanperä goes wide, keeps it on circuit, shallows up the angle to Puszczonski as he holds on and looks for the side of that Supra. Puszczonski goes deep into the outside zone and he loses some ground as Rovanperä brings him across the line.
Wow. What do you say? Two guys that are incredibly talented drivers in every discipline. I mean, Kuba Puszczonski has won Dakar, or top 10 Dakar in four-wheel drive and on a motorbike. I mean, this guy can drive anything, but he's up against it here. This young kid from Finland who just took the WRC World by storm in his first year of competition, winning the first two rallies, fresh from a win in Croatia. He was testing a car on Friday morning in Portugal. By Friday afternoon, he was in Mondello Park in this Supra, and he's only 18 years of age. And you know what? There's a lot of drivers talking to me saying, if this guy comes from the rally world, and he decides to take us all down, it's not going to look very good. Also, if you look at threats for this 20-year undefeated streak the Irish have on home ground, well, both of these guys on the track right now are real sharks in the water.
Yeah, they certainly are, and to be honest with you, I think Kalle Rovanperä's team are going to be saying, look, Puszczonski didn't have the best of chases. It looked like he was a little bit outpaced. He didn't have the speed. He was making big mistakes. Look at this, go super deep onto the outside zone, or then loses ground because he has to back out of it. Rovanperä drove away from him on that one, and this one, well, I think this is going to come down to the second run. Let's see how Rovanperä's chase game is, Dave, because he's learning.
Can I just interject a little bit here? So if Kalle Rovanperä comes down the track, puts in an unbelievable chase run, and wins this battle, we will have, at this moment in time, the best pound-for-pound rally driver in the world go against the best pound-for-pound drifter in the world, James Dean, in the top 8. And you tuned in today and thought we wouldn't see fireworks.
Well, there you go. And that is the truth, Dave. That is exactly what we could see this afternoon. Look at this shot. Rovanperä put the back end of that very expensive Supra onto the wall. They're back on the line, though, Dave.
You know, I have one of those Supras, and the parking sensors on mine wouldn't allow me to go that close to the wall. This guy is crazy. But he's in the chase position now. He said he's struggling a little in the chase because of the timing. He hasn't got a huge amount of experience in that chase position. He said, every run I'm doing in practice, I'm learning more. Puszczonski's got all the experience in the lead position. This could switch back the other way very quickly. Never count out Kuba Puszczonski.
No, you can't count out Puszczonski, but look at this from Rovanperä. He's learned from practice and he's watched the other guys. They're staying back on that start line. They get that little bit of a jump.
You know what? I'm looking. This is serious. Both drivers looking straight forward. This is professional racing here. They're not looking across too much to give the thumbs up here. This means a lot. There's a lot of pride at stake in this battle, and these guys mean business. There's a serious tone to that start line.
Well, we're not going to have to wait too long now, Dave, to find out how serious this tone is. Puszczonski knows he wasn't the cleanest. He knows he may be on the ropes a little bit. Here we go, thumbs up all round. The lights start to illuminate. Hold on to your seats. This one's going to be a scary ride. Puszczonski lights up the tyres, waits for Rovanperä to make a little jump and holds him off as they come firing down. Rovanperä goes onto the back bumper. Almost contact as Puszczonski fires in. Rovanperä waits, looks for him, shallows up the angle. Puszczonski dials it back in, gets into the outside zone, all starts to fall out of it. Rovanperä has to adjust. Incredible driving from the Finnish man as they fire across the circuit. Rovanperä looks for the side of that GT86 as Puszczonski now starts to pull away. Rovanperä jumps onto the back end.
Oh, very close, very close. The closest battle we've seen so far in the competition, and incredible stuff. How brave was Rovanperä? He was on a different angle at 100 miles an hour going on initiation. Very, very brave, but Puszczonski's car is fast, very, very fast, and I think it caught Rovanperä a small bit through the course that he was so quick.
Yeah, it certainly did, and Rovanperä was shocked off the line. He started to make the jump, and Puszczonski waited, made him wait, and then went, and then made him wait again. It was a very good tactic from
I'm pretty sure the Irish audience here is going to remind these guys why they turn up to Mondello Park. This place is very special, and two of the biggest names in world motorsport are getting out to say, I'm not too sure which way that one's gone.
Well, it looks like the judges need a replay of this one, Dave, and look how close. He was almost on the inside then as they initiated to come down. He had to think about it. Look, dials off the angle. Very clever driving from Kalle Rovanperä as they come through that first corner. And Rovanperä waits and waits and waits for Puszczonski to dial that car in, but look at this from Puszczonski. Gets off the throttle. I think there's lack of grip there for a moment, and he thought he was going to wash off the circuit.
And we have a new top speed. Look at how close they were there. New top speed set throughout the course by Kuba Puszczonski. So new top speed for the entire event. That's how fast he went through that course. He is now the fastest man on circuit. This dive here from Puszczonski, incredible. Just timed it perfectly. Puszczonski goes into that outer zone. You've got to say that lead run from Puszczonski is inch perfect. Rovanperä on a little bit too much angle in the chase there. Just couldn't get right up onto the door as they finished the run. So it's going to be very close from the judges here. Watch this. Rovanperä comes in, washes a little bit wide, keeps one wheel on the circuit, so that's going to be a deduction for Rovanperä. However, Puszczonski making some errors in his chase run, so this is balancing out very, very close. I can see the stress in the judges' faces already.
Just took a look over at the judges, and we have one of the best seats in the house, Dave. We get to watch this firsthand. We get to see the judges' reactions and see how they discuss this, and there's a lot of stress on their faces right now trying to decide a winner of this battle.
I mean, where in the world would you see a Dakar Trophy winner, the current WRC points leader, standing in front of a grandstand in Mondello Park in 2 drift cars? I mean, how far has this sport come in the last 20 years? This is what it's all about. The Irish fans know something special is happening here today. They're so loud. I'm so proud of all the Irish fans today. They are absolutely pumped. I mean, it is the one sunny day we get every 3 years, so we have to enjoy it. Here comes the result. Who's going to the top 8? It's a one more time. One more time. They're going back at it again. And I'm going straight over to my good pal Kevin O'Connell. Kevin, no splitting these two guys for you.
No, extremely close battle there, and I think it really comes down to lead and chase to chase. Both drivers making very similar errors, but Kalle Rovanperä going a wheel off an outer zone 4, and Jakob unfortunately not hitting that zone. So that's what it came down to for us for the lead run. Both very even, and then both drivers having somewhat proximity in the chase run, but really not setting us alight here up in the judging tower. We really want to see a clean run with no mistakes in that chase run, and we want to see those guys maintaining that proximity all the way throughout the run. So definitely no clear-cut winner here, and we would really like to see that.
Well, no clear-cut winner, so we're going back at it again. Kalle Rovanperä, he's with Becky now. How comfortable is he feeling on this circuit, Becky?
Kalle, an incredible debut out here at Mondello Park, and we get to see you drive again, but do you have a change of plan before your next run?
Yeah, for sure. The plan is now to drop him. That is the only thing what we can try to do. A bit more pace, and yeah, we try to do better.
Feeling confident. Thank you so much, Kalle, and good luck.
I'm going to drop him. You know what?
It definitely sounds like a UFC fight now.
I like this, the trash talk. What are you going to do next? I'm going to drop him. And I think that's exactly what his mental attitude here is to win. That's,
100%.
He's not a hobbyist. He's not a guy that, I do some drifting every now and again. He is a professional race driver. There is nothing more he wants than to win. Let's see, that one is coming back up in a little while. We move back to the start. Well, I am not complaining about these two one more time because I cannot wait to see this one. You know, we have, as I said, we've got a Dakar champion and we've got a rally champion going head-to-head again. Nothing separating them, couple of mistakes each way. And we heard Kalle Rovanperä say, I'm going to drop him. I'm going to get rid of him. And I'm sure Puszczonski's like, well, we'll see about that.
Yeah, Puszczonski's probably sitting there saying, you're playing with us now. This is my game. This is my championship.
You come over here with your rally stuff. I know rally stuff, and I know drifting very well too. Two of the fastest cars on the grid. Here we go again. Rovanperä to lead in Puszczonski.
Yeah, look at this. Puszczonski a lot closer this time. No messing around. Big initiation though from Rovanperä. But can he hold it? It just dials out the angle. He has put in a lot more grip into that car. They've turned it up to 11. Look at Puszczonski. He says, I cannot hang it. Oh, wow! But Rovanperä goes freewheeling down the back end of the circuit, still keeps it going. And Puszczonski holds on and says, you are a wild man.
Well, only one of those drivers went rallying on that particular run, and it was Rovanperä three-wheeling through the outer zone, stays on track. Very fast through the course. It's incredible to watch. The talent is unbelievable. The way he can adapt the car. I mean, most drivers will be, you know, the car will spin back into the gravel. He holds it together. Look, comes in so fast into that outer zone. He is almost washing through. And as you can see, keeping one wheel, just spinning one wheel in the air. And then it slams back down, business as usual. Well, getting wheels off the ground should be no problem for him, right?
Yeah, no, look at this. Absolutely incredible. And Kalle Rovanperä just proving what talent he has.
Can you imagine Kuba Pszczonski looking over going, can you put some wheels on the ground for God's sake? What's happening here? Look at this, he's in the air, he's about 2 foot in the air. That's insane. What a shot on the slow-mo replay there. The car, he's only got 3 wheels on the ground and he's still online, he's still drifting.
Incredible stuff, absolutely incredible. As we see Kalle Rovanperä freewheeling that A90 Super around the back end of this Mondello circuit.
You know what, didn't slow him a whole lot either.
No.
He stayed in it. I mean, it's a mistake, sure. The judges are definitely going to count it as a mistake, but he kept it going. I mean, most of the track was pretty good, so he's still in the fight. Now, Jakub Pszczonski, or Kuba as we call him, can Kuba get a perfect lead run? Can he looked fast. Can he be faster this time?
I think he's going to go into this half of the battle, Dave, with a little bit of an advantage, and he gives a thumbs up, and I think he's feeling a little bit more confident. Slams the car into gear. Starts to creep off the line. Here we go, second half of the run. One more time battle underway. Jakub Pszczonski leads in. Kalle Rovanperä. Rovanperä once again goes for that brave dive. He goes closer than we've seen anyone on that first corner. Backs out of it, shallows up the angle, goes for the dive. Down on the inside, Rovanperä looking for the side of that Toyota GT86 as they come through. Down onto this transition, up onto the wall goes Pszczonski and Rovanperä. Rovanperä way wide though as Pszczonski takes it to the wall and across the line.
Big hit on the door from Pszczonski. Rovanperä punts the Dakar champion through the corner. Well, they're definitely trying to go as hard as possible on this Mondello circuit. What a run. Incredible stuff from both of these guys. And you can see on that last corner, the transition from Rovanperä onto the door was probably one of the most sensational ones I've seen on this track in history. And that first corner, he was glued to Pszczonski, but he does make some errors there as well. So I'm not sure which way the judges will go on this. I cannot wait to see the replay because I want to watch this. Watch the transition. Watch how close he is to Pszczonski when they transition. He dives through the smoke. Watch this. Inches between the front and the back of the car. Now look, watch, up onto the door, boom, hits him, and then sends him around the corner, and it's Pszczonski foot to floor as they come around. Definitely Rovanperä not wanting to go out lightly here if he is going to go out. That was incredible stuff. I mean, these are 2 very expensive cars playing bumper cars here. Watch this, look as he comes through, and boom, smashes into the door of that GT86, but does Rovanperä put 2 wheels off the circuit in the chase position?
But was Jakub Pszczonski going 2 wheels off at this point anyway? I mean, he's very close there, Dave. And,
yeah,
and judges saying that that white line is a definite 2 wheels off.
Yeah, is Pszczonski slowing down because he thinks he's going off the track? I have no idea which way the judges will call it. We'll obviously hear their opinions after the battle. But there has to be a decision here as there is only one more time allowed once. So this has to be a call. And I think there's going to be a lot of debate here in the tower. But the results are in. Who's going through to the top 8? It is Kuba Pszczonski getting the win and going through to the top 8. Kalle Rovanperä bows out in the top 8, but did so in style with some incredible driving. And look at that, Kuba Pszczonski says, you know what, I've got that little bit more experience, but he'll be worried for the next time he sees that young Finnish driver lined up beside him. Kevin O'Connell, quickly over to you, Kevin. That was some insane driving, but it was not perfect from Kalle there. A couple of bumps, a couple of hits.
Yeah, it was absolutely fantastic driving, and well done to Kalle. He really brought the battle to Jakub, but unfortunately it all comes back down to that contact just in front of us here at Outer Zone 6. We had a look at all the alternative angles, and unfortunately that is a deceleration zone, one of only 2 that we have on the track. Jakub is well entitled to slow in that zone coming into Outer Zone 6, and unfortunately Kalle, in our opinion, came in too hot, made contact with him, and therefore Jakub put 2 wheels off as well as Kalle putting 2 wheels off. So therefore it's Kalle that is at fault for that, and Jakub gets the win overall.
There you go. So Kalle Rovanperä, a little too aggressive. He said he wanted to drop him. He just dropped him off the track, which means you can't do that, and he got eliminated. But you know what? I think he's definitely going to be back for more action later in the year, and we can't wait to see his progression.